Hey everyone, welcome back to part 3 of our Queens Redundancy series. If you've been following along, you know we're all about finding innovative ways to improve transportation in New York City on a budget. Today, we're diving into an exciting idea, extending the R train all the way to JFK Airport. Imagine hopping on the R train and reaching the airport without the usual hassle of complicated commutes or multiple subway changes. Sounds convenient, right? In this video, we'll explore how this extension could work, the potential benefits for commuters and travelers alike. So grab a seat and let's explore how connecting the R train directly to JFK could transform transit in Queens. But before we dive into today's topic, let's do a quick recap of parts 1 and 2. In part 1, we examined ridership patterns and discovered that the Queens Boulevard line is the third most popular trunk line in New York City. Surprisingly, it's the only one among the top 5 that doesn't offer line switching service continuity. This means commuters can't easily reroute if there's a disabled train, a real hassle during delays. To address this, we utilized defunct outdoor track beds throughout Queens to build a new line at a very low cost. This effort culminated in the opening of the H line, which runs from Rockaway Park in Queens all the way to Lower Manhattan. If you missed it, make sure to check out part 1 for all the details. Then in part 2, we took advantage of the extra capacity on our new line to extend the G train to a brand new station at JFK Airport that we named JFK Aviation Station. This provided a much needed connection to the airport. Again, if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. Now that you're all caught up, let's talk about how we can get even more bang for the buck from our previous investments by making a few strategic tweaks to the R train. Let's jump right in. At the end of those previous phases, we were left with a new line utilized by the G and H trains that runs parallel to the Queens Boulevard line. There were 2 junctions on either ends of this main section where trains from either line could switch over to the other's tracks, providing line switching service continuity for the E, F, M, R, G, and H trains. It's this easternmost switch that presents us with an opportunity to extend either the M or R train across a section of track that today most people refer to as Queens Link. For those of you who aren't familiar, besides my videos, there are plenty of others out there exploring the Queens Link idea. In phases 1 and 2, I utilized the line with a slightly different approach than most have advocated for. Building on my work, here's what we have available for phase 3. We have the opportunity to extend another existing service over this line, with CBTC running on Queens Link and the planned G and H schedules. We'll have the capacity to operate about 12 additional trains per hour. This new service would join the G and H trains in serving 6 brand new stations and 2 expanded ones, with the most important being the proposed JFK Aviation Station. The most logical reroute would be either the M or the R train, given that their current terminal is only 2 stations after this branch. Almost all proposals I've seen advocate for extending the M train if this line ever comes to fruition. I disagree. There's more value in extending the R train, and here's why. It's all about who would benefit from a better connection to JFK Airport. Everyone along the M route already has good connections. Folks entering service along the M train's Myrtle Avenue line or Jamaica line would avoid Manhattan entirely by taking eastbound J or Z trains to Jamaica. Those who enter the M in Manhattan have plenty of other nearby options to get to JFK. In fairness, the same can be said for those riding the R train as well, except for one key group: passengers from the Bronx. Bronx residents have a notoriously long trek to JFK Airport. If you live near the 4 or 5 train in the Bronx, you have to make at least 2 transfers. First from the 4 or 5 train to the 6 train, and then from the 6 train to the E train at Lexington Avenue and 53rd Street. If we extend the M train to JFK via this new line, it would double down on that frustrating 2 transfer scenario. But if we extend the R train instead, it creates just a single transfer for those on the 4 and 5 trains. This is because the R train connects with an express stop on the Lexington Avenue line at Lex and 59th. So, in the M versus R debate, all things considered, the outcomes for most of the city are pretty much equal. Those in Queens, Brooklyn, and most of Midtown and Lower Manhattan receive the same level of service regardless of which line is extended. However, for residents in the Bronx, as well as those on the Upper East Side and in East Harlem, the R train extension to JFK offers better service compared to extending the M train. This means that by extending the R train, we can provide more efficient and convenient transit options for these key areas. So, in the end, the R train is the clear winner. Here's what the extended R train's route map would look like going from Bay Ridge, Brooklyn to JFK Aviation Station in Queens. Given that all infrastructure for this R train extension was built in phases 1 and 2, this extension comes at zero cost. And here's how the route map would look for all 3 services we introduced in phases 1, 2, and 3 of this project. Quite an impressive reach for utilizing existing right-of-way and limited construction efforts. So, that's it for part 3 of the Queens Redundancy series. We have a few minutes left in this video where we'll go through the announcements and transfers for each stop in Queens. I left the R train announcements in Brooklyn and Manhattan out because they'd remain the same as they are today. If you're not interested in listening to these announcements, feel free to stop watching now. I'll be back in a few weeks with part 4, which focuses on a different area of Queens and an entirely different trunk line. For everyone who'd like to stay on and hear the announcements, here you go.
This is Queens Plaza. Transfer is available to the E, G, and M trains. This is a JFK Aviation Station bound R local train. The next stop is 36th Street. This is 36th Street. This is a JFK Aviation Station bound R local train. The next stop is Steinway Street. This is Steinway Street. This is a JFK Aviation Station bound R local train. The next stop is 46th Street. This is 46th Street. This is a JFK Aviation Station bound R local train. The next stop is Northern Boulevard. This is Northern Boulevard. This is a JFK Aviation Station bound R local train. The next stop is 65th Street. This is 65th Street. This is a JFK Aviation Station bound R local train. The next stop is Jackson Heights Roosevelt Avenue. This is Jackson Heights Roosevelt Avenue. Transfer is available to the E, F, M, X, and 7 trains. Connection is available to LaGuardia Link, the Q70 Select bus service, and to the Q47 bus to LaGuardia's Marine Air Terminal.
This is an accessible station. Elevators are located at the center of the platform.
This is a JFK Aviation Station bound R local train. The next stop is Elmhurst Avenue. This is Elmhurst Avenue. This is a JFK Aviation Station bound R local train. The next stop is Grand Avenue, Newtown. This is Grand Avenue, Newtown. This is a JFK Aviation Station bound R local train. The next stop is Woodhaven Boulevard. This is Woodhaven Boulevard. This is a JFK Aviation Station bound R local train. The next stop is 63rd Drive, Rego Park. This is 63rd Drive, Rego Park. Transfer is available to the M train. This is a JFK Aviation Station bound R local train. The next stop is 66th Avenue, Forest Hills. This is 66th Avenue, Forest Hills. Transfer is available to the G and H trains.
This is an accessible station. A ramp is available at the front of the platform.
This is a JFK Aviation Station bound R local train. The next stop is Parkside. This is Parkside.
This is an accessible station. A ramp is available at the front of the platform.
This is a JFK Aviation Station bound R local train. The next stop is Forest Park. This is Forest Park.
This is an accessible station. A ramp is available at the center of the platform.
This is a JFK Aviation Station bound R, local train. The next stop is Brooklyn Manor. This is Brooklyn Manor.
This is an accessible station. An elevator is available at the rear of the platform.
This is a JFK Aviation Station bound R, local train. The next stop is Woodhaven Junction. This is Woodhaven Junction. Transfers available to the Z train.
This is an accessible station. An elevator is available at the center of the platform.
This is a JFK Aviation Station bound R, local train. The next stop is Ozone Park. This is Ozone Park.
This is an accessible station. An elevator is available at the center of the platform.
This is a JFK Aviation Station bound R, local train. The next stop is Aqueduct Racetrack. This is Aqueduct Racetrack. Transfer is available to the A train.
This is an accessible station. An elevator is available at the center of the platform.
This is a JFK Aviation Station bound R, local train. The next and last stop is JFK Aviation Station. This is JFK Aviation Station. Transfer is available to the A, G, and H trains. Connection is available to the air train to JFK Airport.
This is an accessible station. Elevators are available at the front and rear of the platform.
This is the last stop on this train. Thank you for riding with New York City Transit.